Pull Joel Wilson across it in between overs. Keep an eye out on this.
Maybe he was asking England if they wanted to pick a wicket-keeper. 3 for 256 is the score. Moeen Ali to bowl to Travis Head, who rocks back, punches away through cover, beats one fielder, half beats the other. Will get through for a run. Steve Smith runs it in a sidestep just to prove that everything's fine and normal at the moment. He goes down the pitch foot to foot like he's sidestepping in PE class. Travis Head got a good piece of that, beat the closer cover fielder and didn't beat the squarer one, who got a hand to it, deflected it away. He gets one run, goes to 42. Smith on 44, 3 for 57. What's this partnership worth now, Phil Long?
They came together at 169, so we're 88.
Moeen bowls to Smith, who goes back and tucks it away into the leg side. Can't get a run past mid-wicket, although he gets it past the short leg fielder.
Most dangerous ball is outside off, isn't it, for Smith? It's not on the stumps quite so much because it's turning well away, and he just hasn't found the length yet that he needs to operate from. Whether that's an issue with his groin, I don't know.
Moeen, 3 close catches, bowls to Smith, comes forward and defends. There's no run. Phil?
According to one of these, it's quick info. It's 47 overs that need to be bowled, not 52, and they were just informing Ben Stokes that was the case.
Oh. So the sums were wrong initially.
Yes.
Okay. Here's Moeen, and Smith goes back and turns it round the corner. Head wants a run. He says yes, calls Smith through, has to race at the non-strikers. And a really good throw might have had him under pressure, but he safely gets there. 3 for 258. They need 126 to win. So just to try to clarify that, if that comes down to 47, that means it should be 32 that need to be bowled by 6 p.m. into the last hour.
That's right.
You still won't get 32 overs bowled in an hour and 40 minutes. That would normally be 25 overs. Even if they hustle through them, they wouldn't get 32, which nobody does, of course. Round the wicket, Moeen, lots of flight, driven straight to short cover by Head. Can't beat the field.
Yeah, but just between these two, they need to come together, have a little bit of a chat. Running between the wickets is very iffy at the moment.
Moeen to Head, who pushes forward. He's beaten, hit on the pad. Moeen appealing, backtracking. You never know with Joel Wilson. The finger still hasn't gone up, which means I think we're safe. The England players just coming together. We're having a chat.
Was it quite high?
Deciding
It
whether...
looked a little bit shorter than the rest of his deliveries, and therefore had the chance to bounce and also change the angle slightly. I don't think it turned quite as much either.
The DRS timer ticking down, and they decide not to take the review. So Moeen Ali goes up to chat to the umpire. That will be the end of the 72nd over. Australia 3 for 258.
If gas is critical to the running of your business and you're not happy with your current service, you need Speed Gas. Get a fast and reliable gas supply from Speed Gas with guaranteed free next business day delivery. Whether it's LPG on your forklift or heaters, CO2 for beer and post-mix, or industrial gas on your welder, at Speed Gas you'll always talk to a person proud to find you the best possible solution. Speed Gas, your 100% Australian-owned gas supplier. Call 1300 GAS now.
SEN Ashes cricket for the barbecue bacon Angus at Macca's on the Harvey Norman scoreboard. 3 for 258. Steve Smith down over his bat. He's got 45, made 71 in the first innings. 72 overs have been bowled, 8 overs from a new ball for England. Chris Wokes bowled tremendously today. Tries to get onto the pads of Smith, who gets the bat across the line of the ball to mid-wicket, no run.
He's been the real difference. The Chris Wokes stood broad, bowled well. Jimmy Anderson didn't look very threatening. Mark Wood bowled a couple of good overs.
Just having a look at that replay there for tyre power, the winter safety sail, the Travis Head LBW appeal. No inside edge, but it would have been just clearing leg stump.
Told you that projection. It's on fire.
Not by much. Wokes to Smith, who leaves, raises the bat high above the line of the ball and lets it pass through.
I'm assuming they will take the new ball, won't they?
Yeah.
Are we all in agreement sort of about that?
Might as well.
Yeah. Just immediately.
Give it to Mark Wood, perhaps. See if it gives him some extra zip off the surface.
Well, if he's going to be there, you may as well do that, I think. You know, if you're going to use him as a bowler.
Maybe 5 or 6 overs for Broad and Anderson to see if they can do something with it.
I wouldn't use Anderson myself. I'd have Wokes ahead of him. That's why I wouldn't bowl him too many now.
Wokes bowling to Smith, who's playing down the line of the ball, straight back to the bowler.
At the moment, he's kind of fulfilling the role that they know that Moeen Ali is going to go for a few. So they're hoping, I think, that it'll be rather more economic from the other end to try and, if you like, compensate.
Moeen Ali has pulled things back in the last couple of overs, Jeremy. So maybe he's finding his groove as well. His length has been better.
Yep, 2 runs from the last 2 Moeen Ali overs.
Wokes to Smith, wide, and he drives it through the covers for 4. Terrific shot from Steve Smith. Sees the length that he likes. Overpitched. There is width, but he opens his wrists and cracks through the line of the ball out to the line of the boundary. 3 for 262. Australia 122 to win.
He just collared that ball. He hit a cover drive before the rain break, which he wasn't in control of, went in the air, but this one, he gave it a proper whack.
Just weight through the ball. It's a good example of that, isn't it? Transfer of weight from back foot to front foot. It's lovely.
Power through the ball on that replay for tyre power. Winter safety sail. Here goes Wokes to Smith, who drives again but finds mid-off on this occasion.
It's almost like that boundary, just gave himself that nod now. I always look out for nods with Steve Smith. You can read a lot into the Steve Smith nod if you watched him enough. Just after that cover drive, it almost was he woke himself up. And he does do that in practice. Like, oh, welcome back. Where you been? It's something he says to himself quite often.
Now, can Wokes just bring him across his stumps a bit here? 2 big drives.
Looking to do just that. Smith steps across, but he gets up behind the ball, which is just back of a length, and drops it into the onside. 2 mid-wicket. There'll be no run. End of the over. 3 for 262.
Good for the game tomorrow?
Nah, still trying to sell the car.
Give me your phone, let me do it.
Yeah, good luck.
Car sales, instant offer.
Car sales what?
Instant offer. You can skip creating an ad, dealing with buyers and waiting for a decent offer all weekend.
Is that the offer for my car already?
Yep. Now just take it to one of the official buyers nationwide, get it looked over, and the money drops the next business day. So I'll see you at the game then?
Yeah, see you at the game.
Car sales instant offer. The hassle-free way to sell your car.
T&Cs apply.
SEN Ashes cricket on the Harvey Norman scoreboard. 3 for 262. It's Cyber Safety Awareness Month at Harvey Norman. You can get a free $50 cyber safety voucher to use towards any cyber security product. Terms and conditions apply as Travis Head cuts a ball out to deep cover. He'll get 1 run for it. Mark Wood lobs in the long throw. 3 for 263. Phil Long, an update on those revised overs. 52 down to 47.
52 down to 47. They did all the calculations. They came out with 52 and then remembered that they'd forgotten about tea. So we took 5 overs off. We're at 47, hopefully.
That's umpires doing that, isn't it?
Don't say that.
Sorry.
Oh, they've had a shocker.
Moeen bowls to Smith, who gets forward and plays a little wristy flick to a deep set mid-on and gets a single. 3 for 264. So just to clarify, the match referee has nothing to do with that. It's just the umpires. I suppose we'd better not concentrate on that, and we should concentrate instead on Steve Smith's half-century. That's another one. He's ticked off so many in his long career. He'll be looking bigger than that today. 39th Test 50 for Stephen Smith. He's turned 32 of those into hundreds so far. It used to be better than 1 for 1. He's at the non-strikers end now with 50 not out to his name. Travis Head on 43. Moeen floats the ball up and it's edged to slip and caught. Travis Head is gone. Moeen strikes. The recalled veteran. He's hobbling. He's uncomfortable. But he's drawn a mistake. And he's getting England back into the match. Travis Head pushing forward at that. A thick edge to slip as the ball turns away. And he tried that bottom-handed angled bat cover drive that he loves to play, and Travis Head has given England a sight of light. 4 for 264.
A beautiful piece of bowling from Moeen Ali. Lovely drift in the air. Pitch just outside off stump. Turned quite sharply. Travis Head cannot help himself. His hands often defy him. He followed the ball, thick edge, and went straight to Joe Root at slip.
very similar dismissal he had at Birmingham, actually, in the first Test match, looking to slap a drive a little bit squarer and looking for a boundary, and taken the edge, and a comfortable catch for Root, really. Nice height.
Well, what does that mean for the match situation? Australia's still 120 from a win. It might rain again in about an hour and 10 minutes time. And Mitchell Marsh walking out to join Stephen Smith. So while these two are together, Australia are well set, but should Marsh fall early, suddenly it might be survival mode. It looks like Australia haven't put away the idea of winning this match yet, but 120 would be a long way to go.
Well, I don't think they put it away at all. Pardon me to interrupt, gentlemen, but
a change in commentary?
Yes, I'm here.
Peter Lawler is here. Phil Walker.
Yeah, I've walked in before you've answered the door. Huge wicket with that third new ball in the pipeline. You would Travis Head there when that new ball comes out, the game could really move on. So England will be feeling good about this. Difficult batting conditions. And how does Mitch Marsh go? Does he play his natural game? Does he hit the six off the first ball like he was instructed to by Pat Cummins if he wanted to?
Well, they've got two in the deep in case he tries that. A deep extra cover and a deep square leg. Moeen bowls to him and he comes forward and defends. Plonks the front foot down, blocks the ball out to cover. No run.
That is the sound of
rubbing hands together.
Yeah.
Here we are.
I wonder what that's.
Moeen. A little bit flatter. Goes down low, Marsh. Sweeps it hard for 4. Doesn't hit a 6 first ball, but he hits a 4 second ball. He shows some intent there and says, well, if I'm here, the sun's shining, I've got overs to bat. New ball coming up. Maybe he won't mind that. He's faced the new ball in white ball cricket a lot. The new Dukes might not be swinging that much for the first few overs. If he can get through to that, he might just line it up. Who knows?
Yeah, it was a courageous shot. It was taken off stump. He's not going to die wondering, Mitch Marsh. He's been a brilliant injection of fun in this series. He's become a real mainstay for them at number 6 in this series, and wait and see how it plays out. But Moeen Ali, on his final afternoon as an England player, certainly an England Test player, has just got one ragging there against the lefty. There's another left-hander in next, of course, with Alex Carey. So he's in the game here. 3
around the bat, 1 ball to come in the over. Outside the off stump, goes down, sweeps again. They've moved the sweeper just a little bit squarer, so on this occasion it will only get Mitchell Marsh a single. 74 overs gone. Australia need 115 to win. They're 4 for 269.
Trojan Tools are here for DIY dads this Father's Day. Check out our high quality and affordable DIY tool range. Trojan Tools, your one-stop shop for all DIYers. Trojan provides trade quality tools at DIY prices. And of course, they're built tough and backed by a lifetime warranty. Trojan Tools, tools built tough. Available at Bunnings Warehouse.
SEN Ashes cricket for the barbecue bacon Angus at Macca's. Well, England celebrating another wicket for Tobin Brothers' funeral, celebrating lives as they dismissed Travis Head. That edge to slip. Joe Root takes yet another. So many in that position. And it's brought Mitchell Marsh to the middle. And this is key. A dominant counter-attacking 100 in the first innings at Headingley.
Well, Wokes looked like the man to get the wicket after the break, so that's fantastic for England that Moeen Ali has. Wokes was unplayable in those first 2 overs after when they resumed play.
He has 3 slips. Waiting for Marsh is Wokes, and Marsh comes forward and guides a run behind point along the ground. Sensible Western Australian style of play. Takes the score up to 270. They're 4 wickets down. Smith on 50, Marsh on 6. They need 114 more.
Stephen Smith, I always felt yesterday morning we were talking about this, what Australia could maybe chase down. I always thought it needed a Smith masterpiece and 2 or 3 others to chip in. He's halfway there, even 50 as it stands, 114 needed.
Never made 100 in the 4th innings of a test, which is one of those things that marks great players, those who can do it at the business end. Wokes drops short, pulls Smith between the 2 boundary riders, and it rolls out to the rope for 4.
I think a little bit of zing has gone out of the ball and out of Chris Wokes' bowling, and Australia will be terribly relieved by that, because I was saying earlier he was verging on unplayable in the first 2 overs after the break, but it's just straightened up a little bit, hasn't it? The flight's left the ball. 5 overs to go until the new one comes.
That ball sat up at about chest height and allowed him to swing it away. 4 for 274. Wokes to Smith, who defends off the back foot down to mid-off. No run.
I think when Smith threw his hands at that cover drive and absolutely creamed it a couple of overs ago, I think that for a swing bowler such as Wokes, that does play on the mind, and there's a natural tendency just to pull the length back a little bit. We've seen it. It's been a bit shorter since. Last couple of deliveries have been banged into the pitch, and Smith will deal with that all day long.
Wokes up to Smith, who comes forward and defends the ball down to mid-off again. His 5th Ashes Test match. Coming to you from London, from the Kia Oval. Jeff Lemon, Peter Lawler, Phil Walker with you.
Well, Phil Walker, if that is the case, it's just the impact of positive batting, isn't it?
Right, well, exactly, and he's
You're
come
putting
out
the pressure back. Yeah.
for sure, and he came out straight after this break, and we didn't know exactly how he was going to go about it, but he's been very proactive. He's made his intentions pretty clear here. It's the right way to play.
Wokes comes up to Smith, who's defending the ball back to the bowler. There'll be no run. Now the screen has changed over to the runs to win now. We were talking about that equation before.
It's happened.
The TV producers go to that measure when they think the batting side is in with a good chance.
The scoreboard's still hanging on the 6 wickets to win.
I'd have flipped that round a good few runs ago, I have to say. Having seen some run chases here at the Oval the last couple of years.
Just 2 slips now for Smith, waiting for Wokes, and he edges to the second of them, and he's caught. Chris Wokes has done it again. The super sub for England. He came in partway through the series and turned their fortunes around, and Chris Wokes might have just turned this match around for good. Smith goes for 54, walking forlornly past Mitchell Marsh. Probably the last time he will bat in a test match on English soil. And England in the thick of it now. 5 down Australia for 274.
England's man of the series, Chris Wokes. It's just his 3rd game, but he now goes equal with Pat Cummins and the wickets tally across this Ashes. And he's been majestic here all throughout the game. Just that little bit fuller, that in-between length. Smith wasn't quite sure whether to smother it or stay back. He's just pushed outside the eye line just a tiny bit, and it's that late movement, not too much of it, not extravagant, just enough. And Zach Crawley has really emerged this summer as one of the best slippers that England have had in recent years. His stats as second slipper outstanding across these 5 games, and suddenly, just like that, since Pete walked into the room, and I said it's a procession, Peter, Australia have gone bang bang, and England are right back in it.
That's right, yes, and now that 5 wickets to win, it's a big jump from 6 wickets to 5 wickets, isn't it? You really are at the start of the end. You're at the bottom of the best kids in the class batting.
It's logarithmic rather than sequential at that point.
So, and the dejection that Smith showed when he got out contrasted clearly with the celebrations of the English side, as you'd expect. That's a critical wicket. That's just changed the balance of the game. It's shifted, sorry to say.
England celebrating another wicket for Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives. The 5th to fall, and now Alex Carey is in the middle at the non-strikers end. Moeen Ali is defended back down the pitch by Mitchell Marsh. Smith fell from the last ball of the Wokes over. So a new over. This one from the Vauxhall end. And how do Marsh and Carey approach this now? Do they keep trying to take bites out of this target to get England nervous, get it under 3 figures? Marsh opens the front foot and drives hard to mid-off. Might answer that question.
I don't think you're going to see Mitch Marsh try and block out the rest of this game, nor should you. While Marsh is out there, there's hope. Marsh and Carey can both knock off most of this total between them. They have to believe that. There's plenty of time.
A lot of time. Moeen flatter walking across the stumps. Marsh defends with a straight bat. The crowd gives it an ooh. You're on SEN Ashes Cricket for Maccas. Win free McCafe coffee for a year on the My Maccas app. for 274. Moeen pulls out of his delivery as he reaches the stride.
Mid-on's just was dropping back as Moeen was running into bowl.
Bowls now, and Marsh plays it off the front foot on the bounce to short leg, who fields cleanly. The crowd like that one as well. So they've got a deep cover, and they've got mid-offset about halfway back to the fence, and they've got a long on in case Marsh wants to take on the spinner, plus a deep square leg. The invitation isn't there. Edges it. Marsh caught behind. Incredible take by Johnny Bairstow. The England wicketkeeper has had, at times, a disastrous series, but he has pulled off an absolute blinder when it matters. Goodness me. Mitchell Marsh, the latest to leave. 6 down Australia. Moeen Ali's done it again.
That's a spectacular catch. Pure instinct. Inside edge onto the flap of the pad. Bairstow sees it out the corner of his right eye. Flops onto it. Sticks a palm out. It's not been his series with the gauntlets, but he's picked that moment to finally nail it. 6 down suddenly. Australia sliding and sliding fast here.
Well, now the momentum is going entirely one way. Mitchell Starc walking out to bat. If you've nodded off for half an hour and just tuned back in, we've got back on, and the wickets have fallen. Head, Smith, Marsh, one after another. Australia still need 110 to win. They're 6 down for 274.
Yeah. England have got the running in this game. It will take something sensational for Australia to save this one. Mitchell Starc has batted well this series. Shouldn't be down to him. Pat Cummins come next. He's had a couple of decent innings lately.
2 lefties as well now against the off-break of Moeen Ali, who'll come round the wicket, of course. So that becomes ever more trickier for Australia. Yeah. They cannot die wondering here, and they can't go into their shell either. It's not the way these two play. Carey in particular is a really resourceful player. Maybe just throw it back to Leeds. England was 6 down, 85 needed, I think, and they got it done. But listen to this. A Monday afternoon crowd in South London.
Raucous applause. Marsh gone for 6. A little inside glove almost onto the pad. And a one-handed falling across catch from Bairstow. Reflex. 3 fielders round the bat for Starc. 2 slips. Silly mid-off. He places the ball between the latter 2 fielders and survives. An extremely eventful over comes to an end. Australia 6 for 274.
If gas is critical to the running of your business and you're not happy with your current service, you need Speed Gas. Get a fast and reliable gas supply from Speed Gas with guaranteed free next business day delivery. Whether it's LPG on your forklift or heaters, CO2 for beer and post-mix, or industrial gas on your welder, at Speed Gas you'll always talk to a person proud to find you the best possible solution. Speed Gas, your 100% Australian-owned gas supplier. Call 1300 GAS now.
SEN Ashes Cricket. Good morning to our New Zealand listeners on SENZ. They're here thanks to Racine, New Zealand's most trusted paint brand. If you're listening in New Zealand, you can get involved and send a text on 8833. You might just be enjoying this. Australian wickets tumbling. 3 slips in position now, and Chris Woakes will continue. Woakes and Moeen Ali. They were called upon. They answered the call. They're delivering in this final test match. Alex Carey on strike, yet to face a ball. Woakes to him. Carey blocks it out, and the slips start appealing in anticipation of something happening. Anything. Nothing much. It was a forward defensive shot. But
they're up and about out there.
When you're on a roll.
5th day of the 5th test. It's 5:05. We're all on the edge of our seats. What a series we've had.
Oh, goodness me. You can't take your eyes off it. You can't make an assumption. Woakes up to Carey, who flicks a run off his pads. He'll get his first. Think about a second. Wants to race back, but eventually says no. So he's got 1. Starc yet to score on strike. They need 109 to win. 6 for 275. I wandered downstairs during the rain break. Spoke to some colleagues in the press box. about what they might be writing today, and they were saying, well, you can probably get started on the rained-off draw piece, Australia 2-1.
Who said that?
Oh, several of the English journalists.
Oh, yes, that's the Malthusian English streak, Pessimist till the last.
And here we are.
It's a defence mechanism, Pete.
I know. Expect the worst.
That's it.
It's the hope that kills you.